study indicates that religious kids are likely to be less willing to share than their atheist peers.
Amen.
Okay, so this is one study that was published in Current Biology. It found a correlation, okay, but it's an interesting one to say the least. They found that the longer a child had lived in a religious home, the stingier he was compared to his secular peers. Researchers also measured how children perceived interpersonal harm and what degree of punishment they thought was appropriate. This is unsurprising to me, but religious children judged others' actions as meaner and more deserving of punishment than kids in secular homes. Now, you might wonder, how the hell did the researchers do this study? Well, apparently the researchers asked the kids to play a game, which required them to decide how many stickers to share with an anonymous peer from the same school and similar ethnic group. Now, the reason why they wanted to make sure that the person they're sharing with is similar to them is so they can get rid of other factors like racial biases and things like that.
Look, I think culture does matter. And one of the things that religious people teach their kids is you should do things because if you don't, God will judge you and you'll be punished in the afterlife, right? There'll be consequences for it. Now, for religious people, it's very hard for them to understand how atheists or agnostics raise their kids. Now, being in that community, I can tell you, okay, we teach them to be decent human beings for the sake of being a decent human being.
But how does that work if they're not afraid of God and Jesus constantly?
Right. It's not a fear-based culture. It's a culture that says, hey, if you do well, then you make more friends, you're a better person, people like you, and it's the right thing to do. It's a decent thing to do. Because you don't have to base it on mythology. You don't have to base it on, ancient fears or hatreds, right? And I know that blows people's minds sometimes. But it turns out, look, when you do the studies, what's the results you get? Oh, the guys who were taught to be moral for the sake of being moral turn out to be more moral than the guys who were taught to be moral out of fear.
Sure.
Of course they were.
Because the fear doesn't work. It's not an effective way to govern yourself anyway over time. Because what happens is you misstep. If you're one of those religious kids, you do something you shouldn't do. And you go, God's supposed to be watching me all the time. But look, nothing really happened to me. And
great
all
point.
of a sudden, you realize, hey, there are a lot of my misdeeds that are balls that are getting into the outfield on Jesus or God or God. And you start thinking, hey, maybe he's not watching me. He seems to be watching everybody else, but he ain't watching me. And I think and you
can say you're sorry afterwards anyway.
Of course, right. And of course, you can
That's
always
a part of the
confess.
culture, yeah.
But the truth is, yes, you should have an internal compass for all the reasons Cenk just said. I mean, it makes perfect sense. But leaving the should aside, even if you buy into the other stuff, you start to realize, it's not a completely 100% system from the looks of it.
See, that's such a great point. I never thought about it that way, right? Which is that, hey, there are never any consequences. They told me that I need to do this because there would be consequences, but there aren't any. So, it's open season. And of course, another part of it is teaching people to be judgmental.
Yeah,
right?
That's the part of it that stood out to me the most because they're constantly taught that they're being judged, their actions are being judged, they should judge the actions of other people, right? Don't hate the sinner, hate the sin. You hear that over and over again.
Which, by the way, means hate the sinner.
Which means hate the sinner, exactly. But there's a lot of judgment going on, right? And there's a lot of, this mysterious higher being watching you and deciding whether or not you should be punished for your actions. So if you have that frame of mind, you're going to treat your peers that way as well. You're going to decide whether or not they should be punished, when in reality, you should be thinking about why they're doing something that you disagree with, what are their perceptions. Secular people tend to be a little more open-minded when it comes to things.
It's such a great point by Anna, because if the system is built on God judging you, you think the rational thing to do is to be like God, judge others.
Yeah.
Right? They're taught to be judgmental. Whereas if you're just dealing at it from a logical perspective, as I hope most atheists and agnostics are, although of course not all, right? You don't teach your kids, hey, you know what? In our system of morality, we judge the fuck out of everybody else. It wouldn't occur to you, right? Right? And we've all lived lives where we're hopefully operating more on reason. And if you are, well, you've lived life, and life's pretty tough. And a lot of people make mistakes. I've made a lot of mistakes, right? And so, hey, don't judge other people so harshly. Look at all the things we did wrong, right?
Yeah.
You would hope a reasonable person would teach their kid that if they're basing it on reason instead of mythology.
Well, so this is just one more example, though, of people teaching or emphasizing a certain part of the Bible, right? Because the Bible also contains the phrases, take the log out of your own eye before you get the speck out of your neighbor's, right? And I don't know if the point the finger one's in the Bible, but it should be. If it's not, let's get it in.
Is there amendments to the Bible?
So, but that the log in your eye and the speck in your, the beam in your own eye and the speck in your brother's. So that's all that's in the Bible, but they don't. So that's what's wrong with religion, right? Because religion, the more religious you get, the less you get away from the spirit of the thing you're supposed to be involved in, right? Mm-hmm. So now you become all about dogma and rigidity and rules, and it's more to do with your messed up psychology than it really does to do with spirituality or love or redemption or the afterlife or anything, right? It just has to do with there's these rules we can grip onto, and they've also done studies. They show you that the reason why you judge other people when you get so upset, hey, she's having sex outside of marriage, and you get so upset about it, is because you really want to have sex outside of marriage. Mm-hmm. The person who doesn't want to have sex outside of marriage doesn't care about someone else who's doing that. It's only the things that you really unconsciously or secretly want to do. The silent sinners scream the loudest.
Right. And so if you base things on irrational rules, and then there are no consequences for breaking those rules, well, then you've set up a moral system that's bound to fail, right? And so if you set one up based on decency and logic, et cetera, and I know I'm being too generous to atheists and agnostics because not all of them are lovely parents that base everything on logic and reason, et cetera. So in that regard, by the way, there's some very important parts of this that you should know. We've said the Bible a couple of times, but they actually did this across many different countries, including Muslim countries. So it's Christians, Muslims, and other religions as well. They did it in U.S., Canada, Jordan, Turkey, South Africa, and China. Okay, so a lot of, and that's not surprising at all. The religions
are the religions
generally.
I thought China was not a religious country.
Yeah, no, it depends. There's large parts of China that have no religion whatsoever, and some that have Buddhist.
And part of the reason why they also went to China is because, of course, they wanted to do the study on non-religious kids and religious kids to kind of compare and contrast. So.
Right, and there's also a big Muslim contingent in China as well. And so, but the idea of religion is the same throughout, which is the rigid moral rules, the judgmental stuff. It's the same in the Quran as it is in the Bible in terms of a guide for how to live, right? Mm-hmm. And one last thing, I don't want everybody to hear this and think we think all religious people are terrible and they have the wrong moral code and yada yada. No, of course, there's a great variance within any religion or no religion, right? And I would say 10% of the religious people I know are the very best people on earth, right? That go out of their way, they find the right parts of the Bible or the Quran or the Bhagavad Gita or whatever it is, right? And they spend their whole lives trying to help the poor and the needy. And, you know, it's just as decent a human beings as you could possibly find. And most, again, in almost all the religions, about 50%, I'm making up numbers, right? In my experience, don't know anything about their religion, but, you know, they call themselves Christian. And if you say, hey, you're not a Christian, they say, how dare you? Or they say, hey, you're not really a Muslim. How dare you? They get really angry, right? But really, they don't do anything, right? They don't do anything with the religion. They don't mean it. The 35% remaining are the problem. Okay, fundamentalists, judgmental guys, the ones that think that they're better than other people, and that create the issues. It is a very interesting study.